Hey guys, it's Matt. So we're walking here on a Monday? And last week, of course, it was like 95 degrees. It was insanely hot. But here we have maybe the other side of it. We're at about 79 degrees. It's extremely windy. And my cheeseburger that I was eating on the street almost blew out of my hand. Thankfully it didn't, but we're going to walk around a little bit today and we're going to hopefully get some wind action on here. We are walking from the financial district through West Village. We're on Greenwich right now. And yeah, it's much better than it was even on Sunday when it was 95, 97 degrees. So let's see how it is today. And as you can probably see, there is like a thread of rain. It rained a tiny bit on Sunday, like maybe a fraction. On Saturday, though, it completely poured for the Coney Island Mermaid Parade, which was, I got completely soaked. So hopefully it doesn't rain today because the camera that I have in my pocket is not waterproof. But as long as that doesn't happen, I think we should be okay. We'll just keep it very casual and relaxed today. I think this is probably due to the wind, but I've been sneezing and going crazy, not because of allergies. I think it's literally because of just dust from construction everywhere that's been kicking up and just being pretty, it's in my eyes. My eyes feel a little bit red and it's not the best day to walk out, but at least it's not 95 degrees. That was, again, pretty hellish. Although there is a lot of humidity because I know if it doesn't rain today, it's probably going to rain tomorrow. One of these days, it's going to be raining. And we'll see exactly how that goes. This has got to be one of my favorite walks just because it's so calming. I usually go, since I've been walking more, and I guess walking for like the last 2 weeks, I think my main path has been going down 7th, and then after going down 2nd. But coming this way, it's just quiet. It's very, apart from the wind that blasts you every once in a while, it's pretty quiet and pretty calming. That person is having fun dancing to their music. And let's see, when I usually bike around here, I usually come from, I don't even know. I'm really terrible. Alright, if you know anything about me, I'm terrible at directions. I know how to get places, I just don't know how to refer to them. I know every single time if I want a quiet bike ride, I'm going to go up here, past the UPS and past the FedEx trucks. I think it's FedEx and UPS, but just past these trucks. And it's usually just a very calm ride. You go past Gainesville, you go through the meat packing area, and it's really, oh wow, that sucks. Or maybe that's supposed to be like that. I'm not sure. I don't know cars. That's funny to say I don't know cars when I am a car reviewer. I guess there are certain things that I do know. Now, I'm not sure if we've passed it already or if that was it, but Hotel Hugo has one of the best rooftops that I've been to. Bar Hugo, Hotel Hugo. Whenever you're in this area, I would say go there. They have like an inside rooftop that they usually use, like even during winter. But the one that you want to go to is the next level up, and it's completely open. God, last week would have been like pretty great if you had like a refreshing beverage. But today, I don't know, it's just kind of like a ugly, windy, maybe possibly rainy day. I don't know. I just hope it doesn't rain. We have another maybe 30-40 minutes on the walk, and then we should be good. And as long as I don't get caught in the rain and it doesn't ruin the camera, I'm perfectly happy. Yeah, I think that place that I passed by before was Bar Hugo. I'm pretty sure we passed it already. I mean, if you want reference, about the next block and a half over in that direction, that's the waterfront. So we're getting cooler temperatures there. That means it's usually more windy, but I think it's kind of windy everywhere, to be honest. But it wasn't like that. Okay, I saw a movie. I saw Thelma, which I would recommend to everybody. Ooh, that wind. It was a very heartwarming, good story, some stakes. Ooh, okay. Oh. I'm just back here trying to make sure, I don't know if you can even hear me right now, just to make sure my hat doesn't blow off. And wow, it does feel like a storm is coming. Alright, we're gonna check the phone here. I mean, it says no rain, but I don't believe it, because last time I was caught out in the rain in the Coney Island Mermaid Parade, that really sucked. Oh my god, too much shit in my pockets. I can't really run right now. We're gonna go on this side. I usually bike on that side, so let's experience things from this side. We are shooting again in 1080p power reserve mode, so we can get at least like an hour and like 6 minutes into this recording. And I understand it does degrade the quality. What I would minimum kind of like to do is 2.7K, but I don't know, with the heat, maybe not today because of the wind, but maybe in the heat it doesn't work for walking. I think I mentioned this last time too. When you're on the bike, it's cooling down because air is being pushed through it constantly, but when you're walking at maybe even at this pace, it's not really enough to cool the device. And then also, if I'm just having, like, right now I just have the body. I don't know if you can see the reflection. I just have the body. I don't actually have the module because I felt like maybe it was going to rain, so I left that at home. And that is not waterproof. But for this whole thing is waterproof. But again, you're limited to the capacity and the battery life that's actually in the unit, and I can't recharge it. So if for some reason, if I maybe stay over at a friend's house or only have this on me, and I don't have like the charging module, which is a battery module or a front screen module, then you really, look at that bike. That is clean. Huge tires on that thing too. That's pretty insane. Alright, he's being nice. But yeah, that's the compromise. I understand that the quality of this, even 1080p power reserve, is going to be less than the normal 1080, but you don't get the battery life-saving, the benefits of that. But what I found is I've been shooting in 4K for like the last maybe 10 years now, and sometimes you don't need that. I just did a Times Square walkthrough, and I shot it here, and I looked at the footage and I was like, this looks pretty grainy. I'm not sure if this is going to be exactly what I want it to be, but it turned out to do pretty well. And yeah, I think in this case, when we're in the city, it's all about the environment that we're in. It's not really maybe about the details or anything. Like if there's something I want to show you guys, I'm going to punch in, we'll look at the sign, we'll look at the garbage, we'll look at anything, and then we'll go back. I don't know. I always want the most detail as possible, but if this is all I can get on this module, then that's what we'll get. That sticker says student driver, and I can kind of tell that is a student. Ooh, they're gonna hit the curb. Not saying anything good or bad. I was in that position at one time too. I was not that distracted as TikTok over here is, but I don't know. So as I am now, when I moved from Virginia to here maybe about 8 years ago, I got rid of the license. I never wanted to drive again. I didn't want to do any of that, but now I'm feeling the allure of getting that license back. Did that guy steal groceries? I have no idea what he's doing. I would say maybe like a flowery emergency. Like maybe he knows something that I don't. Like maybe there's a tornado in that direction and it's really bad. Oh, maybe somebody forgot those groceries. And maybe he's returning them because it's just flowers. That's all it is. You can feel that wind kicking up again. And again, I hope you can hear me on this side, but I'm focusing on this and also focusing on my hat not flying away. But I have to say, it's refreshing. I remember the walk that I did on, was it Friday or Saturday, where literally I was cooking my brain. I was just like, done. And again, I've been doing this for the last 2 weeks, so I was kind of getting used to it, getting regular with the temperature, with the heat on that day. And I was hydrating like crazy, but it was pretty intense. Why did this place close? Maybe it's just locked. I don't know. But yeah, on Friday, it was Friday, and I did not see a movie, which I usually see a movie. Oh, I remember. I went down to Lower East Side. I was meeting my friend, my barber, and he was just inside in a very cool AC unit, which like really, oh, this is beautiful. A little bit too clean for me, but this is beautiful. But yeah, if you've ever, and I recommend it, I don't know how my hair looks right now because of the wind, but one place I would really recommend for men and women, Massimo Hair Salon on Orchard Street in the Lower East Side of Manhattan. He's amazing. The quality is always up to par. He's always engaging and talking with people, even the people who just kind of show up, he doesn't get distracted. It's always my favorite haircut, and I think for a long time I have not been able to find somebody consistent. They either move away, they don't do that great of a job. But for this, I feel like I've been going for maybe like the last 3 years, and I would continue going. So it's another big recommendation. Check it out. It's either him or there's one other or a couple of other people that work with him. For me, it's always going to be him. Oh my God, I think I just swallowed dust again. Yep, that's dust. That's just what's blowing around right now, and that kind of sucks. But what was I saying? Yeah, it's either him, somebody else there, I would go to him personally. Not saying that the other people are good or bad, but I just have a close relationship with him personally, and it's just like, it's always been the best. So again, Massimo Hair Salon on Orchard in the Lower East Side. One of those best places that I can possibly just say every single time. I think the clouds are blowing away a little bit. It's blue. At the very least, that means no rain. And if there's no rain, I'm happy. If I get caught in the rain, that's always an upsetting day for me, but I don't know. At least it's cooler again than last week. So right now I'm on my way walking back uptown because I live in Midtown, but we're walking in the direction of uptown. And what I'm doing is I'm getting a film photography lens, and this is going to be a review that's going to be coming out shortly. It's going to be on the Canon Rebel T2, not the T2i, which is a digital camera, but the analog film version. Is it analog? I mean, it has autofocus, it has auto everything. It's basically a Canon DSLR that shoots film. I know, wild to think about it, because at this point, you can get a lot of plastic, cheap point and shoots. You can sometimes find maybe the older units, like the Canon AE1, the Canon AE1 program is the one I've had, and the shutter just broke. I think at the time I paid $250 for it in the lens, and they said to repair it would be about, is it $400 or $600? And I was just like, I can't do it. I really don't want to put that much money back into it. But hey, I found this new camera, and it did come with a lens too. It came with a 28-90, and it actually worked out really, really well. I shot some Kodak Gold with it the first time around with the 28-90, and then I shot for one of the first times ever Ektar 100 with, I think it was a Tamron 35mm lens, an f2 35mm lens, and that one actually turned out to be not as, I don't know, maybe Ektar was not the one I should have used, because basically it's a very creamy image. It is I think even on the box it says the lowest grain on any film on the market right now. And for some reason I feel like I missed it. I took portraits, and this is what I did. I got the 35mm lens. I know I should have got a longer focal length, but that's all they had available at the time. That wasn't extremely expensive. I wonder what this is. Cool building. But I really think that it just didn't come out the way that I wanted it to. And I think the next time I'm going to try it, I'm getting a new lens. This is an 18mm to 200mm. So this could be perfectly crap. I think it's a Tamron lens again. But it could be worthwhile too. I just want to have something that works in all situations. And this one starts at a 3.5, an f3.5, and goes until, I think a 6.3, and that's pretty wide. But for the very minimum, I just want to be able to, if I see something grand, like architecture, if I see that, I want to be able to get all of that. But another thing I kind of want to do is, if I see somebody way in the distance, I want to be able to capture them and maybe get a little bit of a background blur. And that 6.3 at 200 millimeters, that's gonna work out. That's gonna clearly separate the subject from the background. And what I found is, there's that wind again. And what I found is, even if you shoot, oh my God, I don't know if you can even hear me right now. Let's pause. Idiots. Look at the giant truck. I wonder what they're doing. Anyway, alright, now the wind is back, so that's great. I have so many tangents that I want to go on right now, but we're not going to go on that right now. Anyway, if you can still hear me, the film grain itself, even if it's not a high aperture like at least an f2, and I think it'll do such with the 6.3. Tell me if I'm wrong, please, like long-time film users, please tell me if I'm incorrect, but I really feel like you can tell the difference in depth with the grain on the film. It just kind of, I always call it lifelike, and I watch so many film photography channels. I'm obsessed with them at this point. Like Grainy Days, Grain Check, they're all about grain, and I love them so much. But when my Canon AE1 program broke, I was just like, I don't want to invest money back into this again. And also, it's expensive to develop film. It's expensive to buy film and develop film. For example, I would say a reputable processing place in Manhattan, in Lower East Side, Sammy's Photo Lab, for the digital files, $20. That's a little bit much. Not saying that what he does is not worth it. I would say that he can return it in an hour, honestly, for the digital files. And the quality is great. I really love the quality. That first roll that I shot maybe a week ago, that was great. The stuff that I shot in the AE1 program, that was also great. But I mean, every time you develop film, that's another $20 plus whatever the film costs. It gets to be a little bit much. And you may be thinking, all right, why don't I just shoot half frame? It's an unfortunate thing because he has to cut all of these. You scan them and he manually goes and cuts them. If you have a half frame camera, that means that's twice the work for him, and he adds on, and again, this is the digital only, not the like a printout, but it's $30. Adds $10, makes it $30. And then still, if you've saved any money by getting like a cheaper film and shooting 72 pictures instead of 36, you kind of have lost a lot of that benefit. And it's a little unfortunate. It's like, I have Polaroid film, I have Instax film, and those Instax can be very inexpensive. So you make that monetary commitment, and then you're kind of done. There's nothing else afterwards. But let's say if I shoot a lot, and I shoot maybe one roll, $20, two rolls, $40, $60, it's always going to be going up higher. And if it's a good event, you're going to be taking a lot of pictures, and it does add up. So a lot of my friends, like, I shoot digital basically all the time, but this film camera, the T2, has really it's made me want to do more, and I appreciate it. I really love the camera. I really love the pictures that are coming out of it. All right, I'm gonna try to run. I forgot I have stuff in my pockets. Oh, that's fine. But what was I saying? It's worth it. You know what? I entirely think it's worth it. If you shoot maybe one roll of film a week, that's going to be, well, if you get some cheap film, maybe $12. So $35 a week is your habit. If you want to get the half frame, then you can, then you go for like $45. Again, it's expensive. I remember when I first moved to the city, I definitely couldn't afford that. That would be definitely no. There's a reason why people shoot on their iPhone so much. There's a reason why digital photography is the next step. And then film photography, it had its really big boom, but it's been greatly reduced just because the price of the film got so high. The cameras are getting harder to find. And what did I mention? The film processing? Yeah. The film processing is going to be the like cherry on top of the expensive sundae of shooting film. So it's really up to you. I don't know. I'm using this right now to convince myself that I should shoot more film, and at the same time control that spending and not shoot so much film. I do wish I had my film camera with me right now. The camera that I have in my pocket is the Canon M100 mirrorless camera. Tiny little thing, fits in my pocket, but I don't know. Digital and film, they feel different. Definitely different vibes. Even if you shoot it and you share it on Instagram, it's different vibes. For what was it, Sunday? Okay, wait, Saturday, I shot for, oh god, there's that wind again. Yeah, I can feel that dust hitting my legs. It's not fun. Alright, we got 17 more blocks to go, and then we're there. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, Saturday, I shot for my bike ride group. I did portraits of everybody I could possibly convince to do it. You can see that on the Instagram too, M8B9. But then on Sunday, I had to finish out the roll, and then I did develop it that day, and it came up later. Again, the guy is quick. Sammy's Photo Lab in Lower East Side. He's the best. But yeah, I shot it. And again, this is where I was shooting the Ektar 100. I love the way the things felt that came out. I wish I had done the 200 to add a little bit of grain. But I'm kind of falling back in love with photography in general, and film photography in particular. You kind of get your fix, and I kind of get my fix on Polaroid and Instax, but it's not the same. This camera, you're able to control everything or have it just be automatic, and it's smart enough where it's basically almost a digital camera that happens to use film. So, I don't know. I would recommend it. Oh, don't want to step on this dog. Whew. But yeah, I would say if you're in a place like this, shoot film photography. You'll enjoy it, no matter if it does cost a little bit. Maybe shoot a roll a month. Maybe that's all you need, and you'll be fine. Anyway, guys, I know we have a little bit to go, but we've been recording here for about 30 minutes, so I'm going to cut it off right now because my arm's getting a little bit tired. But guys, if you have any comments or questions, put in the comment section below. Don't forget I'm on Instagram at M8B9, creative.ny, creative.reviews. What else? Oh yeah, you can email me, creativenyc2024@gmail.com. Thank you guys. I'll see you next time.